Hello my friends, and welcome back, and welcome in the first day of spring. It's finally here, March 20th, 2021, and we've got a beautiful spring day. Just check it out. Blue sky, puffy white clouds, the birds are singing, everything's looking beautiful. Plants are flowering, leafing out.
Hi, hon.
It's been a while since you've been on a video.
Yes.
Where you been?
I've been around
Around where?
somewhere.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience?
Yes. Happy first day of spring. And now I'm happy to show you this one. Last year, we planted only one bare root. And now it grew a lot. It came back. So it's nice to see. So maybe by next month, it will have a lot of flowers.
So that was a bulb, right?
Yes.
And what is that?
It's not bare root, bulb, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I said bare root.
that's okay. So what is it though? What's the plant?
Gladiola, my favorite
Gladiola.
flowers.
Beautiful spike flower, can get about 4 feet tall. It's good to stake them up, which is why you actually see a bamboo stake here, because there's another little patch coming up right here,
If I
right by the
wasn't,
cone.
if I wasn't mistaken, this one is pink, this one is red.
And I just planted some more over yonder that are yellow.
Yeah, we start for one each, and now there's a lot. So maybe I have to separate this. Let's see what happens.
And what about those white flowers behind you? What are those called?
Oh, Calla Lily.
Yeah.
Calla Lily.
Those are looking beautiful right now. Those are very easy to proliferate. And again, they grow rhizomes that you can dig up and transplant every year. And check out the Goumi Berry shrub here. Every one of these little blooms, these blossoms, represent a future berry. If we get lucky and they get pollinated, and we've had lots of bees in the garden so far. So looking forward to an abundant harvest of Goumi berries. One of the great things about this particular berry shrub is that it's also a nitrogen fixing plant. So it helps to create root nodules that feed not only the plant itself, but can help to feed surrounding plants some added nitrogen. So always good to have a plant that's a good companion to others. This is pretty much going to fit into any design and help to feed the surrounding plants. And we've got bees all over the brassicas, the different tree kales and collards. But what I wanted to point out and share with you guys are these little patches of new perennial tree kales and collards popping up. These are all just from seeds that fell naturally. I did not plant these. And look how healthy these young plants are. I could transplant these now or just let it go. I could harvest some of these younger tender greens, throw them into a salad. But we've got little baby tree collards and kales growing everywhere now. And back over here we have the same thing, except these are all purple tree collard seedlings. There was one, you can see this gangly tree collard that was growing here, dropped a bunch of seed. And so these are all from that purple tree collard. And they're looking very healthy. See the little mini stretch plastic greenhouse. It's got a lot of humidity in here. It's retaining all that heat. If you can see in there, all the longevity spinach is doing just fine. So it survived our temperatures down into the 40s. It was low 40s last night. That's typically too cold for this plant to survive. So this is doing a great job. The apple trees are just beginning to wake up. They're one of the last to come to life, the pears and the apples. This pluot here, it's got some nice beautiful blossoms. Here we've got an autumn olive leafing out beautifully. I'm planning on taking a bunch of cuttings off of this plant. This is another berry shrub that we have yet to get berries from, but another nitrogen fixing shrub to add into your garden. Here we've got a pluary we put in the ground last year, looking beautiful. and bees a buzzing everywhere. Here's an Asian pear tree. And the Aprium. Apricot. The chickens have started to go into a bit of destruction mode lately. I love them just the same, but it's important to protect areas where you've seeded so that they cannot destroy. So you can see here where I simply just put a cage on its side covering this little patch of ashwagandha that I established over here. Well, there goes that echinacea patch I seeded the other day. And we got beautiful skies today. The cloud formations are gorgeous. I encourage you to look up more often. It's amazing how many people don't look up into the sky and see this natural beauty that's always upon us. Over there especially. I could just gaze and meditate to that for quite some time. While I'm standing right here, I want to point out something. I removed a couple of my trees here in my hedgerow. One being this white peach tree, which produced delicious fruit, but it had a little bit of damage on the trunk of the tree. And I just felt like, because I've got this aggressive pluary tree here that wants to grow out a little bit more, that it would be nice to space it out a little bit more here. And I've really come to love about the 10-foot spacing between the trees. I'm going to point out over here as well, I removed my almond tree. You can see where I cut it down. Now this was a healthy tree and it's trying to sprout back up here. This was a healthy tree. But I made that decision because that all-in-one almond has a more vigorous growth habit. It wanted to get tall and bush out more, and I was just having to work too much to constrain it. So it wasn't that appropriate of a tree to add into the hedgerow. So by removing that, I opened it up. It allows me to now walk more freely through my garden design, which I like. And I replaced it with another all-in-one almond last year over closer to the house. It has plenty of room to grow out. So that's how it goes sometimes. You continue to develop your design. Sometimes you may remove something. You're always plugging new things in, hopefully. But don't get bent out of shape over it. And we were harvesting green almonds last year. Green almonds are edible and delicious. But it won't be long before we get our almond crops again. And for the meantime, I've really opened up this design beautifully. And I think I'll partake in eating this orange now. You know, one thing that changes in your life when you start to grow a lot more of your own food is your diet. That's a good thing. A lot of us could eat a bit healthier. So fresh, off the tree fruit, fresh greens, some raw living foods, adding in fresh produce into your dinners. These all contribute to your health and your well-being, your mentality. And it's one of the blessings that come with growing a garden. So here with the beginning of spring, I hope that you grow a lot of different things that you enjoy to eat, so that you make sure that you're not just growing it for the act of growing a garden, but you're actually going to consume what you grow. So important. You would think that it's obvious, but I'm guilty of it as well, growing things and not utilizing it to its full potential. So whether you're eating it fresh or you're preserving it for later use, these are things that we all should aim to get better at, so that we can actually benefit to the greatest degree from all this effort and this time that we're putting into the garden. And I say effort and time half smiling about it, because really it's like a vacation for me, getting out into the garden, having this time out in nature to connect and grow and watch all of your investments double and triple and quadruple. Because yes, a garden is an investment. You put in some effort, you get back a return. So look at here, all of the snake beans coming up, all the favas coming up. And really fast, my friends, if you do me a quick favor, if you found this video helpful or entertaining in any way, could you please smash that thumb button for us? If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. New uploads every week, sometimes every day. I'm always giving you updates on all the different things going on around here. And also hit that notification bell. A lot of you don't always see my new uploads, and that's going to ensure that you stay in the loop and you see exactly what we're doing on real time. Thank you, guys. And while we're here, I just want to give you a closer look again at the pussy willow tree here. This was grown from a single cutting. It's really that easy. You often will find the pussy willow as part of a flower arrangement. And that's where it came from, actually. From a friend that gave us this 2 cuttings, and they easily grew into trees. And the reason they root so easily is because they have hormones in them that are actually easily extracted by making a tea. And I've made a video to show you how to do that. But you basically take tip cuttings of the plant and you steep it in some hot water, and you can create your own rooting hormone. That's one of the main benefits to the pussy willow, why everyone should grow one. But other than that, it also makes wonderful wood for weaving into things like baskets or things like raised beds. As you can see over here on the edge of this Hugelkultur, I had an area where some of the soil wanted to slough off, and I weaved through. Most of this is pussy willow branches. But I think it looks nice, it looks natural. We got comfrey starting to pop up again around the base. And I like to grow plants all around the base of the Hugelkultur, because as it roots and grows up, again, it just helps contain the soil that we're creating on these mounds. This ceanothus here is getting ready to pop. Once all of these blossoms here burst open, it turns a bright electric blue, if that's a color, but just so bright and beautiful. It brings in all the bees. This whole shrub here will be buzzing with life. You'll literally walk by it and it'll just be humming. And another wonderful thing about this shrub, other than it brings in the beneficials like bees and it's beautiful, is that it's a nitrogen fixing shrub. So again, anything that's going to grow around this plant should benefit from the nitrogen that it's producing. Also, really fast, my friends, I just want to send out a thank you, a big thank you to everyone who takes the time to not just view these videos, but to shoot us a comment. Send us your words of encouragement, your love, or share with us what you're growing. It means a lot to us. We really do appreciate it. And so if you would, please just continue to help us out that way and shoot us a comment, even if it's just to say hello below our videos. It really does help the channel quite a bit. And so it's like giving us a little tip. It costs you nothing. And again, it really just helps to encourage us to keep on going, keep growing this channel, and share with you all the amazing things that God is blessing us with here in the garden. And here's another one of the autumn olive shrubs here, nitrogen fixing berry shrubs loaded with little flowers. So we'll see if we get some berry formation this year. That would be absolutely amazing. And so with that, I want to thank you all for watching today. Have yourself a great one. Until next time, this is Dan from plantabundance.com. Take care. I'll be talking to you again soon.